Scorpio, are you feeling as though you just can't do anything right? Force only brings frustration at this time. In order to get where you're going, you must first know where it is you've been. Let's do it. Hello, beautiful souls. Thank you guys so much for joining me here, and welcome to my table. If you're new here, hello, my name is Zachary. It's nice to meet you. And if you're returning, it's good to see you guys again. Pull up a chair, my friends. I did save you a seat. So, my Scorpio friends and friends of Scorpio, it's good to see you guys again. Here for another round. Come on in. I do have some messages here in meditation, as well as some oracle cards we pulled. We'll get into tarot as well. So, Scorpio, the first thing that came through was, I thought I had it. And this is where this feeling of frustration starts to come in. As I was sitting there in meditation, it's like this, like I said there in the beginning, do you feel like you just can't do anything right? And this could be you're personally feeling this way, or others are trying to make you feel this way too. There may be evidence outside of you where people are trying to place blame or prove that you can't do anything right. This is a feeling, though, of great frustration, maybe even despair in some situations. You thought you were doing something correctly, in quotes here, or in a positive way, or something that was beneficial to you or others. I also get a little bit of a feeling of embarrassment coming through with this, because we did feel like we were doing something that was helpful, perhaps, and we're finding out maybe it's not. Okay. The next thing that I was given here in meditation is watch it. And this was a little confusing because it wasn't like watch it. It was like a question. I had written down here even with a question mark, watch it. I'm not entirely sure what it is that we're watching. Maybe a behavior, maybe an emotional response. We'll get into this a little bit further, okay? So the next thing that came through was a Cancer symbol that kind of made an eye. It sort of looks like an eye already, the Cancer symbol, but it only had one of the loops on it. So what I got from this was the eye of Cancer, being in the eye of Cancer. What I extrapolated from this is being cloistered at home. So keeping ourselves safe, or just not feeling like we want to leave home. This kind of feels like it could be literal, but also maybe keeping a component of ourselves locked away. All right. The next thing that came through was a Taurus symbol that was on its side. And what I got from that is that Taurus is dead. Taurus is dead. The comfort is gone. So this is an interesting combination of energies, being that we're talking about Cancer, the home, but there's no comfort at home. So maybe we're feeling stuck. Maybe we are literally trapped at home in some way. But there's no comfort there. This isn't a place that provides us respite, okay? The next things that came through here seemed a bit disconnected, but I'm sure that they have a connection here, and I'd love to hear, you guys, how this does connect with you or doesn't. So the first thing was 97, the number 97. I do feel like this is a year. The next thing that came through is Auburn. And I feel like Auburn's come through a few times for Scorpio in particular, so that's interesting. This could be the color, hair color. It could be Auburn, Washington. It could be a place here. The next thing that I was shown was Snowflake Obsidian, and then the name Sybil. Okay, so let's move forward here. The first card that came through, this is, what deck is this? I just got this. Of course, they're all upside down. A Journey to Self-Discovery. Love and Light, mantra cards. So I pulled a card here for you guys. You got Be an Observer. This is number 22. I choose to be an observer of my perceptions, which shape the choices that create my reality. Yes. Yes, indeed. So along with the rest of this message here, I'm feeling like maybe now's not the time to be taking action on something. If being an observer is highlighted right now, this may be why we're feeling frustrated, Scorpio, or why we can't do anything right, in quotes here, okay? Because you can certainly do things right. That's not what I'm implying here. Okay, let's move forward. Force, that's what I was going to say. Force only brings frustration at this time. So you're being asked to pay attention to your perceptions. It feels like there's a little bit of a lane switch that needs to happen or will be happening here soon. And this requires you to be very aware of what's going on around you. Okay. Not just what's going on inside, but also what's going on around you. So Citadel, the Citadel deck is what I felt called to work with here. The first card you got is the Founder, Foundations and Community. This card, this is what comes through in the book here. What is it that is holding us back from being the best support that we can be? Or on the other side of that, what's holding us back from allowing the best support into our lives? Okay. We must be open in order to build things like community. So it feels like, Scorpio, there is, especially with the founder card here, this is creating a whole citadel here, building the foundation for this new city. Maybe there is a new community that you're searching for, that you belong to. Not that we're talking about a quick and clean switch of any sort, but I would wager, if this message is resonating with you, that something is just not feeling quite right with where you are, Scorpio. So the next thing that came through here is the tailor, attention to detail and pride. So this is feeling as if nothing you do is working. This is where this comes from here. Force only bringing frustration. Attention to, I don't like to say right or wrong, but that's what's coming through here. Attention to the appropriate or helpful details. It feels like we're hung up on something that maybe we needed at one point, or others needed from us, but the tables are turning. The wheel is turning, okay? The next thing that comes through here is the sailor. So you got the tailor and the sailor, new influences and wanderlust. So here I feel like this is where I get this. In order to get where you're going, you must first know where it is that you've been. There could be a literal journey that's awaiting you afoot here, Scorpio. You're feeling wanderlust. You're wanting to make a big change of some sort. Somebody coming from overseas. Interesting. Okay. Well, let's get into it a little bit more. All right. I need some water. Hold up. It's certainly getting hotter over here. Okay. Okay. So, which... Oh, you want another citadel? Oh, one of these. Okay. No, you do want citadel. Okay. Okay. Another card here, please, for Scorpio along this message. The Sentinel. Determination and certainty. I do feel a little bit of an encouragement here to not like hold your ground as far as not being flexible in something, but holding yourself together with your own gravity. You're becoming a star. And that is uncomfortable. Okay, interesting. All right. The Sentinel, I also get this guide and guardian energy that's coming through here. Someone from overseas. This could be a literal person. Okay, calm down. I'm still getting used to having this mic here. So, or a guide of some sort. We'll get into it a little further. Do you want one of these? Okay, I did get a new animal oracle deck. This is the shamanic power animal. Okay, let's pull a card here for Scorpio at this time. These are big old cards too. Want this one? Yes. Okay. The elephant. You guys get the elephant. So I'm going to look this up in the book here. Book. I usually use the Wild Unknown Animal Oracle deck, but I decided to try something new here. So 23. The elephant. When elephant appears in your life, you are being asked to look at the way you nurture yourself. Have you been taking care of yourself lately and nurturing your body and mind? Or have you forgotten your own need to be nurtured? Okay. Elephant is here to teach us to connect with the divine feminine and how to be nurturing and caring towards ourselves and others. This is a time when you need to look after yourself and focus on your well-being. It is also a good time to reconnect with your family and friends. The elephant is renowned, which is, we have the sun in Cancer right now. These are timeless messages. But right now we do have the sun in Cancer. So this is a time to focus on friends and family. The elephant is renowned for its excellent memory and clarity of thought. When you work with elephant medicine, you will be able to see things clearly and understand them from a wider perspective. You had to be an observer here to expand your perceptions too. Elephant asks you to remember all the life lessons you have learned. Take time to examine the past and present and the choices and decisions you have made. You have a lot of knowledge and can use this to manifest the future you want. When you work with elephant, you create your reality from knowledge, and this is a very powerful place to manifest from. As well as clarity of mind, you have great inner strength when you work with elephant. This is a time to focus on creating the life you want. Okay, yep, totally. So as we're talking about expanding our perceptions and knowing where it is that we've been in order to get to where we want to go, elephant is saying all of that. The elephant is coming through here and saying, pay attention to our past here. There's some sort of jewel or information in the past that's helping us to get to where it is that we want to go. Okay, let's get into this further. Any other oracle cards here? Yes, you want a crow? Okay, I can do that. For Scorpio here, please, at this time. At the bottom, okay. You want another? 2? Yes, okay. Whoop. Perfect. Curiosity. Curiosity comes through here first, and then comes out, and then release. So, curiosity here to start. I feel like we're kind of already just re-edifying what's being spoken about here to get curious about where it is we've been here, okay, Scorpio? I feel like this message is becoming redundant because this is something you don't want to do. There's something about the past you don't want to go re-examine. With release coming through here, though, this is something that you need to go revisit in order to release this. Whatever this component is, something traumatic, something that we're holding in our body, somatic, traumatic, yeah, something that's being held in the body, trauma-wise. There's something, so when this card comes through, it's a reminder here that even crows take time to grieve what has been lost. Interesting. Have you grieved what has been lost? Or did you have to just pick yourself up, be stoic, and move forward? The thing with stoicism, the current usage of the word, not the philosophy, it may be necessary to be stoic from time to time, but we have got to be able to come back and revisit those emotions that we've put on hold for whatever reason. It feels like you guys are in a place where you're safe to explore this, but maybe you're not considering looking at this again, or you just would rather choose sand. Okay? You'd rather choose sand than go back to all of that. What movie is that from? What movie is that from? All right, tarot? Yes, which one? Curious Travels, okay? Okay. Okay. So, Curious Travels here, please, for Scorpio. We're going to look at your hopes and dreams first. Hopes and dreams. Wheel of Fortune here at the split. It's time, you guys. This is the time. The wheel, we don't control the turning of the wheel, but we do control how we respond to the events that it provides. It feels, I'm seeing like an advent calendar. Interesting. We're on the day where what is behind that door is this trauma or whatever this is that needs to be released. A pattern, a behavior, a belief. Okay. For Scorpio here, please. My goodness. I can get my fingers to work. My fingers. My fingers hurt. Okay, Queen of Pentacles here to start. This is being your hopes and dreams. There is fertility. Oops. There's abundance that's connected to this as well. Freedom to make a choice is what I'm getting. The Queen of Pentacles lives the life she wants. She makes the decision to live that life. What decision is it that they want to make or need to make? I'm going to have to figure this out. I'm going to figure this out. I'm used to having a mic that's more off camera here, but this one is just much better sounding. So I'm going to learn to deal with it. Okay, for Scorpio here, we're going to use the Murder of Crows Tarot here for your second deck. What do we have here for Scorpio, please? This is going to be your fear aversion, and then we'll get into the main reading. Queen of Pentacles here at the split. So it seems when this comes through here in the split rather than the card I'm looking for, I don't see it as a primary energy, but it is here. It feels like what you're hoping for, this decision, whatever this is, to live the life that you want, there's also a fear there that you can't have that. There's a nurturing quality to the Queen of Pentacles as well. We had that come through with the elephant. You're in a period of time right now where learning what nurturing is important, both giving and receiving. The elephant was more the divine feminine, so more of that receiving nurturing. I kind of feel like, Scorpio, you're more used to being this person who nurtures others. You're Scorpio. You have a tendency to connect with emotions in a way that others may not understand. And so there can be a natural tendency to pull away from connecting to others, so that you don't run the risk of just being misunderstood constantly. There's something about, so your fear here, you have the moon. There's something about releasing this fear. I feel like the fear here, you guys, is you'll never be understood. Nobody will be able to either nurture you in the way that you do, to hold your emotional space in the way that you do for others. Certainly not if we are not doing anything because we're afraid, right? Especially movement. So whether this is actually moving somewhere, someone coming from across the sea, or this is expansion is kind of what I'm getting. Your ship coming in. You do have that with the sailor. I wouldn't be surprised if a 3 of Wands comes through here. All right, let's get into it. Let's do it. So general, 1616 on the timer. That is tower. I feel like, especially with the double like that, I'm seeing it kind of light and dark. The last piece falling, the last domino. I feel like you've experienced something coming apart here in both the light and shadow. This is the conscious and the unconscious realm. Are we working on the unconscious? We're working on the conscious. We're working on the light. Interesting. So whatever this is, you guys, you're already well aware of what this is. And you're very, very good about skirting. Skirt! Eat, skirt! Skirting away from this, okay? Yes, 4 of Swords comes through as the general energy. So this is rest. This is respite, relaxing, recharging. This is an opportunity to heal, to truly heal the heart specifically. The 3 of Swords that are up top here symbolize the 3 of Swords, heartache, loss, stormy emotions. The single sword that this person is sleeping on is there to fight another day. It is the truth. It is a new thought. This person in this deck in particular staring up at the 3 of Swords and they're not able to sleep. So again, I'm going to double down on that. Whatever this is, you guys are highly conscious of what it is. But you're also very, very good about not letting anybody else see it. A pain. You are not a pain. 8 of Swords. Very, could have to do with the Gemini, but this is getting stuck in our head. This is feeling trapped. It's not a literal trap. We've done this to ourselves. We are being asked to switch perspective, you guys. That came through here with your being observer. I feel like observer of your perceptions, which shape the choices that create your reality. Right on point with both Queen of Pentacles, but the 8 of Swords here too. We're making this decision to keep ourselves stuck here. And I don't feel like you're doing it like, oh, I want to be stuck here. This is great. It's more that stoicism, you guys. That stoicism is what's coming through. You are not a burden. And I promise you that there are people that can understand as much as they possibly can. And even if people can't understand, they can still hold space for you as an experience. And you deserve that, Scorpio. So whoever is feeling like they're too much, that's some fucking horseshit, okay? You are not too much. Never have been, never will be. You were just around the wrong people, okay? Let's pull a Cupid's arrow oracle card here for the general. For Scorpio, please. Boundaries. Totally. And fear. Expecting the worst, afraid of failure, wasting time on negative thoughts. Yes. So boundaries, know when to put up and let down your walls. I feel like, you guys, it's time to let down your walls. Not in a way that's not intelligent, okay? We do need to be smart about who we do open up to, but this feels like it's for someone, like out of any sign, I feel like that may keep to themselves or do keep to themselves because they feel like a burden to others, it would be Scorpio. And that energy can present itself in many different emotions being displayed on the outside. You're being asked to let somebody in, let the light in, the conscious, letting your own light in. Interesting. Can we get one more here? I'm going to do the wild unknown animal oracle here on the general for Scorpio, please. The dragonfly, totally. This is anxiety. This is very similar to the Eight of Swords energy. Feeling trapped in our mind, our thoughts just going crazy, right? Interesting. So if we're in this castle, we're in this fortress that we have buttressed ourselves into to keep ourselves safe, cloistered away. Nothing can get in, but nothing can get out either. So this energy of the mind, these thoughts that are a response to the emotions, or they may be propagating the emotions that we feel we need to hide away. There's nowhere for that to go. Sharing this with others, even a counselor, right? This is keeping us feeling trapped, Scorpio. So we got to let the drawbridge down to relieve some pressure. Under pressure. Let's look at your good stuff here, Scorpio. Four of Cups. So there's something in the form of an offer, something new coming forward, or that will be presented to you as an option. The thing with the Four of Cups is we can miss this if we're too stuck on pessimism, laziness, fear, distraction of some sort. Being in the good stuff here, I feel like you will catch this. It could be a relationship, that Ace of Cups that's being offered there. This could be an opportunity for you to connect more deeply with yourself and with spirit. I do feel like for somebody, we're talking about a job, interestingly enough. A job offer. Okay, so the energy of the dragonfly and the Eight of Swords, this is what could cause us to miss whatever is being presented to us here. I feel like friends, we're talking about a new relationship. It could be romantic for some of us, but strong friendship is what I'm getting. Community. We have that with the founder. Community. So there's community coming in. It feels like an attention to detail, yes, and pride, new influences. Our thoughts right now, Scorpio, are getting in the way of us taking the next step towards our bliss. Okay, what else here, please, for Scorpio and the good stuff? Ooh, Queen of Wands. I love this, you guys. Love this. Being such a deep water sign, you certainly have some fiery aspects to you too. The Queen of Wands doesn't give a shit about anything. Not about anything, about what you think about her. She does her own thing because she knows that it's her rhythm, okay? So I feel like that Ace of Cups here that's being offered is your signature, your energy coming back to roost. Interesting. Yeah, with the crows there. Okay. What else here, please, in the good stuff for Scorpio? I want to know a little bit more about what's being offered here, please. Realignment, shift your perspective. That's come through a few times. Shift your perspective for a gained sense of clarity. So there is a hyper focus on something here, you guys, with those Three of Cups. Three of Cups, our current community, those that we've been kicking it with for a while. It feels like there's stagnation in the air, you guys. Could be varying degrees of intensity here. I don't want to say this is something that's catastrophic, but it is holding you back from experiencing what you deserve to experience. Anything else on this, please? Good stuff. What are we looking at here for Scorpio? Peacock and the golden egg both come through here. This is perfect. The peacock is digesting any sort of emotional experience. So back to what we were talking about in the beginning, something stored in the body, traumatic, somatic, traumatic, okay? Myofascial release might be a good thing to look into massage-wise. The peacock is a rare personality. And you are rare energy, right, Scorpio? It is somebody who is able to digest any emotional experience. I feel Scorpio, you are more than capable of doing this, but what is being highlighted here is something is stuck. The golden egg, this is the heart chakra. And Scorpio's heart grew 3 times that day. Since we're talking about the Four of Swords here, so there is a focus on something that has hurt our heart. The unstruck sound is a component of the golden egg as well. Back to your signature, you guys. This feels like maybe you haven't even ever been able to fully express your energy signature here, Scorpio. Well, it's time. I'm seeing an egg timer. Ring-a-ding-ding. Okay. Let's look at what you don't see coming. What is in the dark? What is in the shadow? Ace of Wands comes through here. A fresh start. And energy to boot. Okay. If you've been feeling, if you've been alive nowadays, you're probably feeling pretty sluggish and tired. If there's not something going on planetarily, there's certainly something going on between us humans. Getting excited about something again, though. A fresh start. What else here in what we don't see coming for Scorpio? Knight of Pentacles, too. The plan is something. Getting back to the plan, you guys. What was the plan? What was your plan? What was your plan when you were a kid? When you were in high school is kind of what I'm getting here. And I'd love to hear, too. I'd love to hear. Having an opportunity to get back to the plan. The Knight of Pentacles is an encouragement to get moving here, too. Could be physical movement. I feel we're talking a bit more about moving this energy through and getting back to something that we feel passionate about. What else here and what we don't see coming, please, for Scorpio? Crocodile. There's a black egg here, too. At the bottom, this is the throat chakra. Being able to express, I feel like that's coming forward once we allow the heart out of its cage, okay? The crocodile, this is an encouragement to wait. Wait to strike. There is a need to switch perspectives here, you guys. Interesting. I'm seeing like is that an RC car? What are those called? Where you have like the track, AC/DC car, like an electric car. You squeeze the grip and it races around a track. There's something about switching tracks here. But you can't switch tracks if you you're not perceiving what's going on around you here. Okay, anything else on that, please? Advice? Confession. And lovers. Ooh, lovers. A passionate connection, shared vision and value. And then confession. Releasing a secret, pursuing virtue through honesty. You guys, I feel like your heart is saying something that you're refusing to listen to. Go back to being a kid. Like I said, go back to high school. What is it that you wanted to do? Before the world showed us how terrible it can be, what did you want to create? What did you want to participate in? This is the confession. And it doesn't even need to be I'd love to hear too. I'd love to hear you guys. But this is confessing it to yourself. It feels like you've given up on a dream. But this dream has not given up on you. Oh, good God, that's sweet. I feel that, Scorpio. And I love that for you, actually. Okay. All right. I'm trying to just let it flow these days, you guys. Let's look at your challenge right now, or difficulty. The Queen of Cups comes through to start. This is very similar to the Empress, a healing, nurturing, feeling kind of energy, intuitive. I feel like it's this nurturing, you guys. I don't know why that makes me so emotional, but it does. Like this seed never stopped growing. We may have stepped away from watering it or tending to it intentionally, but it has survived the test of time here, you guys. So the difficulty is coming back here to cultivate this, to nurture this. I said at the beginning, I wouldn't doubt if Three of Wands comes through here, and here it is. Your ship coming in, expansion, I was talking about. So the difficulty here is growing. It's growing. It's tending to what is needed for this unstruck sound here in your heart, your dream, to make it real. Because we do have to participate in pulling it down, very Page of Cups, right? The difficulty is allowing it to expand. It wants to. It knows it's time to grow. So this is the part when I'm talking about stoicism that's been pushed away here too. It is time. It's time. It is time. And it is safe for you guys to re-explore this, to come back to it. Whew. Anything else here, please, in the challenge for Scorpio? Recognition, admiration for your hard work is coming. This starts with you. I feel like it sounds kind of weird, but encouraging your own dream or desire, passion, whatever this is. Speaking to that inner child as if you are the parent and encouraging that. Maybe when you were a kid, your parents were terrible. Maybe they still are terrible. As an example, I know I wanted to be a magician so bad when I was a kid. And when I was able to learn tricks or whatever, I would show them to my mom, and she would always tell me how it was done. So it just totally destroyed that magic, right? That's kind of what I'm talking about. Awakening, a realization shift or discovery. Hey, perspective shift. This is happening. And then declutter, let go of old items, create a new sacred space for yourself. We're coming out of that castle or that fortress. This is all difficult because we're removing our protection. We're removing what it is we have put up around that passion to be a magician, right? I'm going to pull... My goodness, I was not feeling emotional today at all. I'm going to pull a Medicine Heart Oracle here to finish this up, Scorpio. Last piece for Scorpio. Priestess of Tellura, number 15. This is, I love this one. Okay. You can be decisive in such a way that you uplift your mind and transform the course of your life path whilst generating spiritual benefit through multiple dimensions. The urgings of your heart may direct you to the path of least certainty and greatest promise. Embracing such may require considerable faith in yourself, yet it is no gamble. It is the good genius of love you are invoking. I feel like I'm feeling this too, you guys. You deserve to release this. When this card comes through, what I see is this bell, and she's got her wings outstretched. Movement. We're going to fly, and we're going to make some noise while we're doing it. Okay? I love you, Scorpio. I hope that this message is helpful. Please know that I care that you follow this portion of your heart. This is important not just for you as an experience, but for all of us as an experience. Now is the time to create, okay? No matter what it is. I can't wait to hear your heart song. Please take care of yourselves. If you do need help with anything a little bit more specific to what you're going through right now, I do have personal readings open and available. I may be taking a break here for the summer. So if you're wanting to get in, I check it out now. I do have a personal mentorship available as well. If you're interested, you can apply for that. I do not work with everybody. I am very selective, but I would be more than happy to have a conversation with you if you're looking into that. The links are going to be in the description of the video as well as a pinned comment. I do have PayPal links in there as well. I do accept super thanks here on YouTube for those who do want to donate and support to the channel directly. Thank you guys so much to those who do. I love you. Please take care of yourselves, and I'll see you all very, very soon. Be well.